Hello, it is Friday, August 11th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Friday puzzle today, which means a themeless, potentially difficult crossword, although we'll see if this turns out to be the case for me, but I did see in the Daily Solve Discord chat server that at least a few people found this to be on the gentler side for a Friday themeless crossword, so maybe that's to compensate for yesterday's tricky Thursday, which I know was quite a challenge. So that bodes well. We'll see how it goes. In any case, this potentially gentle Friday edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Camtron, Henrik Koskinen, David Innes, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are sustaining this channel, keeping the series going. For that, of course, I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you to the 5 of them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. Of course, if you go to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video, you can find all of those bonus videos for patrons, including, well, actually, today will be the next New York Times mini puzzle speed solve. So that should be up probably by the time you watch this video or shortly thereafter if you're a patron. And the other videos are there as well, of course, as well as the Let's Check the Crosses official mug for benefactors. So again, thank you to everybody who has backed the campaign at any level. I really do appreciate it. And thanks again to everybody who has subscribed to the channel on YouTube. That's a big help, so please consider doing that. Thank you to everybody who has. And finally, you can join the aforementioned Daily Solve Discord chat server where people were discussing the relative approachability of today's crossword, and they talk about the crossword each day, other crosswords, other puzzles, and it's a good place. So there's a link in the description field to that as well. All right, let's get on to today's crossword. This is a Themeless Friday construction, presumably by John Clark Levin, whose, I think, third puzzle this is for the New York Times. It was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. So let's start solving. Activation phrase for many smart devices. I'm not sure what that's looking for. C8H18. Oh, wow. Wish I just knew that offhand. White Russian ingredient Kahlua. In the cocktail, the white Russian, the cocktail is what that's referring to, of course. So opens the door for maybe lets in. Not crazy about these crosses. This AE doesn't look great. KL is a bit suspicious. Sees in. Opens the door for maybe. Gets it. I'll say I'll get it. I'll open the door. Brown blank. With an L, it could be brown ale. Let's try that and see if that helps. I don't think anything I said here would be valid with that E there. C8H18. Dang it. Nuts. That's a kind of slightly quaint, light oath. So does that help you with this? Something octane? I just don't know. I honestly... Entered a state of détente, say. If you entered a state of détente, you thought, conditions thawed between two countries in some kind of conflict. It probably ends in ED. Let's see. Neighbor of a Kosovar, Serb, blank or go to the league. 2019 hit album for 2 Chainz. Absolutely no clue, sorry. Who painted Dream Caused by the Flight of a Bee around a pomegranate a second before awakening? Is it Dolly? That certainly sounds like it could very well be. Rap or go to the league? I don't know. Upper body workout target. Maybe it is, because this could be your pecs, an upper body workout target, your pectoral muscles. So sole employee, a cobbler, because the question mark here is indicating a bit of punnery or wordplay. Sole of a shoe is the punny nature of this. And so an employee who works on maybe mending soles is a cobbler, shoemaker or shoe repair person, I guess more accurately. Turner once big in the music industry. Not Tina, obviously. Cookie-flavored ice cream treat. Cookie-flavored ice cream treat. Oreo something? Oreo No, I'm just guessing because of the O, because of the frequency of Oreo in the New York Times crossword, and because Oreos are often crumbled into ice cream. But I'm not sure. I bet that's the beginning, though. Hearty hellos, bear hugs. And Doctor of 31 across, Doctor of Rap would be Dr. Dre. There we go. Have nowhere to go but down. To leap, to peak. If you've peaked, you can only go down. So what is this then? Turner once, CD player. Oh, that's very clever. That's a very clever clue. So Turner, in other words, something that turns a disc, a CD player, which were once, a very successful technology. These days, certainly considerably waning. Dune of fiction, Lorna Doone, famous fictional character, and then, okay, that doesn't help me with Oreo. I already had all that. Told you, knew it, you could say. I knew it, I told you. Together could be as one, maybe. Need some icing, say. Aches if you have so my first thought was icing on a cake, but no, it's not that. It's maybe you had a sore muscle or something and it needs some icing because it's aching. So Oreo, I'm still not sure what that is. Trust me, this is the right call. You won't regret it. Yes, that looks right to me. One of 8 in a B-52 bomber, 8-engine aircraft, I suppose. Oreo cone, I guess this is. I don't think I've ever heard that specific phrase before. Cookie-flavored ice cream treat, Oreo cone. That sounds perfectly plausible, but it's new to me. Fresh, if you're fresh, maybe you're rested. You're woken up and you're plenty of energy. World Cup team from Holland on scoreboards would be Ned, so that would be for the Netherlands, or Netherlands, the NED would be, its own spelling. The local spelling, I mean. Okay, and so that would be the football team. Meal, repast, there we go. A meal, food. If you took someone out, maybe in a mafia sense, you iced them, you murdered them, essentially. Travel that doesn't require a hotel reservation. Day travel. It is day trip. Okay, yes, because you're there and back on the same day. My first thought when I read the clue was that you might stay at a hostel or, I don't know, an Airbnb or something rather than a hotel. I don't know, but no, that was the wrong reading. Places where masks are seen indoors. Spas, you could be wearing a, sort of, I don't know what you call this, revitalization mask or whatever on your face. Star close to Venus. Siorna, so in this case, star, obviously we're meant to think of astral bodies because Venus is the name of a planet, but also Venus is, of course, Venus Williams, the tennis player. And so another star athlete close to her would be her sister Siorna. Okay, all in favor. Ayes, those in favor say aye in a vote. Classic M. Night Shyamalan film with the tagline, "It's not like they didn't warn us." Signs. What a funny what an odd tagline. It's not like they didn't warn us. It sounds so casual. I remember enjoying that film, I think. I saw when it came out. Deprive of threads. To strip somebody, so deprive of threads. In this case, threads being used in its slightly slangy meaning to refer to clothing. So if you deprive someone of clothing in a sort of literal sense, you could strip them. All in favor, right, pros. Was that the same clue as this? It was. All in favor, ayes, and the ayes are those who are pro the proposition. They're for it. To think outside the box is to innovate. It's funny how the way we're solving this, we're following this, cutting this diagonal swath down the grid, following this arrangement of black cells. Fodder for a literature test. Passages. Suppose if you're being tested on a piece of literature, maybe there would be a passage quoted and then there would be questions about it. Actress Longoria, Eva Longoria, there we go. Motley, a motley collection could be a ragtag collection, a motley crew, a ragtag group. To set off is to ignite, as in to set off an explosion. Causes to sizzle, say. And a horned one south of the Horn of Africa. New, the animal. Horned, new. Causes to sizzle. Oh, sautés, maybe on a pan, cooking food. They would sizzle, certainly, if you sautéed meat, for instance, or vegetables. Name of 3 czars of Bulgaria. Well, that's interesting. Boris? I don't know. Rebuff. Sweet sounds in a nursery. Coos, maybe? It goes on and on and on. A saga, a long story. Rebuff. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, e.g., are a duo from Hamlet and then from their own play. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Okay, so rebuff. Oh, snub, maybe? You rebuff somebody, you snub them. That would be Boris, one of the 3 czars of Bulgaria. So continental, e.g. That's a former airline, but presumably it doesn't mean that. Continental, something else. Could be referring to continental Europe in a general sense. Or sort of continental plates, I don't know. Aforementioned. If something was aforementioned, it was already said. Could be. Contents of some bags in boxes. Contents of some bags in boxes. That seems so vague to me. I'm sure there will be a very clever answer to it, though. Some gear for lepidopterists. What do lepidopterists do? Okay, this part of the grid is less fruitful for me than that other bit was. Coastal water feature. Area? Tomato and basil pasta sauce. Marinara? Maybe this is area. So marinara sauce. Play on repeat. Oh, maybe it's not. Play on repeat, I would think, would be loop. Interesting. Continental. So maybe this is all wrong. Okay, pasta sauce ingredient. Well, it's probably not tomatoes because we have that listed here. So it could be onion, garlic, celery, carrot. I mean, you can have the classic sort of celery, carrot, onion, mirepoix. I don't know. Movie featuring the song "You Can Fly, You Can Fly, You Can Fly." Peter Pan. Pretty certain about that. So does that help? Play and repeat. Loop. Ibis or egret are wading birds, waders. And then 1980s to 90s drama that won 15 Emmys. LA Law? I've never seen that show. I didn't even realize it went as far back as the 80s, but I'm just guessing based on the W. Is that the answer? If you're too good for someone or something, you're above them. Music genre for Lorde and Lana Del Rey. Alt pop? I'm kind of just guessing here. I don't know. That seems plausible. Great ape, maybe? The great apes, the animals. What many sentences end with? Parole. So a prison sentence, not a sentence in the linguistic sense. Like much land in Oklahoma. Tribal land, that would make sense. So, pomodoro. Tomato and basil pasta sauce. Pomodoros are tomatoes. Okay. So then this is area. The coastal water. Olive oil. Pasta sauce ingredient. Of course, there we go. This looks like Lincoln. Oh, Continental. Right. Okay, so that's a model of Lincoln automobile, I suppose. That sounds right. Lincoln Continental. I've definitely heard that said. Okay, that's certainly the answer. Contents of some bags and boxes, right? Bras? I don't know. What is traveler's stopover? And hyperbole from someone who's dreaming big. The sky's the limit. That looks good. Traveler's stopover. London's blank park near Epsom Downs. Oh no, do I know this? London's near Epsom Downs. Activation phrase from, maybe it's okay Google. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, Oaks Park with the O, that helped. Oaks Park near Epsom Downs. Activation phrase, okay Google, that's certainly correct. Yeah, you see that in ads all the time. This is Octane. Oh, that's so funny. That was my completely naive random guess originally, just I think based on the AN. It still could be wrong, I suppose, but I bet it's not. I bet it's right. Certain dealers bailiwick. Card dealer, card ante? I don't know about that. Open the door. Oh, greets. You open the door for someone, you greet them. I don't know why that was so difficult for me. So this is eased. Entered a state of detente. Right. Okay. So the tension's eased. Yes. So I was thinking along the right terms. I just didn't have the word. CIA's predecessor, the OSS, the Office for Strategic Services or something like that. Yeah, it's a predecessor of the CIA, and it is the OSS. I think it's something like that. I could be getting one of those wrong. Certain dealers, bailiwick. Right, okay, it's not card anything. It's car sales, car dealer, of course. Pictograph, glyph. So a kind of pictographic representation, like a hieroglyphic or something like that. Well, I guess glyph is in there. Sore spot. Not sure. Locale in Belmar, New Jersey that lent its name to a noted rock and roll band. Oh, interesting. Is that E Street? Is that Bruce Springsteen's band? He's certainly famously from New Jersey, so that's okay. I never really thought about that, I guess. Okay, well, there we go. Veep between Hubert and Gerald. So between Hubert Humphrey and Gerald Ford is Spiro Agnew. There we go. Nixon's first vice president. And then sore spot is a lesion. Right, so that could be something you have to ice. Or no, that wasn't what that was. What was that? Didn't we have something about icing as aching? I don't know. Something like that. Oh, aches. Yes, it was. Need some icing. Right. Oh, that's funny that we have need some icing and then we have iced in the crossword. I think that's kind of unusual, actually. But I don't know, maybe not. All right. Handled things outside. Hoed? Oh, yes, because a hoe is something with a handle. So that's a clever clue in the sense that you think it means handled, took care of, but what it means is an object, a thing with a handle, a thing that is handled, which is a hoe. You could use for gardening. So traveler's stopover is some gear for lepidopterists. Nets? Oh, those are butterfly specialists. So aren't they? So then what is this? Travelers? Oh, is this? Oh no, this is, sorry, handled things. Hose. I made this whole point of explaining what this meant, and then I completely put it in the grid wrong. So a hose are the things that are handled outside. Okay, or the things with handles, I guess is how I was choosing to interpret it. So traveler stopover is a hostel. That's funny. I had mentioned hostel earlier in a completely unrelated context. So bags and boxes. You could have boxes of tea bags, of course. So there we go. That was the Friday crossword. I do think that was fairly approachable as far as Friday goes. I mean, there were definitely some points where I had some resistance there, which fortunately eventually eased as I entered a state of detente with the crossword. And some nice long clues. The sky's the limit and you won't regret it. I always really enjoy these grid spanning clues that are phrases that you can often get with a surprisingly low count of crosses already in the grid. I really enjoy that. And yeah, some good things in the grid. And I saw at least one person in the Daily Solve Discord chat server who said this was a personal best time for them on a Friday. So well done to, actually, I think I could just see who it was. Well, the person's name is simply D ellipsis, so I don't know. That's the only way to congratulate them. In any case, well done. And that was the Friday. Enjoyed that. Hope you did as well. And nice, solid, themeless crossword. And there's just, I'm not even going to bother turning on the privacy veil for this because it's ridiculous how many times I've had to go over this. But once again, I mistook I completely misstated the meaning of the phrase CD, the financial instrument, which I called cash deposits. It should be certificates of deposits. I've entered in some kind of strange, as several people pointed that out, I've entered into some kind of strange mind vortex with that phrase, where because I've been corrected so many times, I constantly second guess myself about it. And what happens is I go through this strange kind of reverse psychology thing where I think, oh, it's not the thing that I think it is, it's the other one. But because I've been told the correct one so frequently, I remember that it is certificates of deposits. But then I think, no, I always get this wrong. It must be the other one. And it happens every single time. I don't at this point know what to do to fix it. It feels like I've ingrained, I've etched that misconception into my brain in some kind of strange, perverse way. I don't know. Apologies. They are indeed certificates of deposit, not cash deposits. I was going to say I don't know why I keep doing that, but I do know why. I mean, I literally know exactly why, and it's what I just explained. But it's very frustrating to me that I keep doing it. Thanks to everybody who continues to correct me. Anyway, that's that. That's the video for today. That was the Friday puzzle. That was the Friday video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for another themeless crossword. Might be a step up in difficulty from this one. That is normal for a Saturday. We'll have to find out how tough that one is. But do come back and see. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.